Hi, Chris of TommytoothpasteToys here, and welcome to another car boot haul video. Hi everyone. So, it was the last car boot weekend of November, which is pretty crazy that we're hitting December now, Christmas season. Normally, this time of year, they're really starting to get quiet, the car boots. And I went to my usual two. I went to Arming Hall first, and then I went to Harford. And woke up, forecast was fine. Saw on the Facebook pages they said everything was going, but it looked a bit dewy outside, a bit wet. So I thought, oh, that's a bit weird. So drove to Arming Hall, and I was welcomed by just 2 rows of car boot stalls. I was like really disappointed with that, and I thought, oh no, this is the start now. We've had a really good season this year. This is the start of it getting quiet. But it must have just been Arming Hall, which is down in a field, so I think people were put off by the fact that it was all dewy and everything. Because when I got to Harford, it was maxed out. It was like full, so it was brilliant. Which is on a concrete car park, so it's really good. It goes all year round, as long as it's not raining. So I'll show you what I got, and I'm really excited to show you what I got because I've got some quite nice finds considering how late in the year it is. And I also got some birthday presents for myself, which I'll show you some of those, which some was really surprised by, and they are absolutely great. So stay tuned for those towards the end because they're for my personal collection. And I also found an amazing item which I didn't think I'd find at a car boot. It's an item again for my collection, and it's part of the TMNT CGI line, which I collect. And it's one of the rarest figures in that line, so I was so chuffed to pick it up, but you'll see more on that later. Right, let's get on with it. So, I'll find the bits that I got at the first car boot sale, Arming Hall. I'd done a quick run around in like literally 2 minutes because I got there and there was barely anything there. And I thought it wasn't worth really getting my daughter and my wife out of the car or anything for, so I just quickly ran around. Anyway, so I got one of the Fantastic Four figures. I got the Human Torch. Pretty nice looking. I also got, where is he? I got Jack-O-Lantern. Now I love the look of this guy. I'm sure you lot remember about a month and a half or so ago I picked up one of these, but it was a totally different sort of one. Looking one. I think it was a Marvel Legends version. He was more of a green suit. Absolutely awesome looking, and this guy looks just as cool. I just love the way he looks, and obviously you know I'm a horror fan as well, so he looks so cool. Absolutely awesome. I'm probably going to struggle to get him to stand, so I might make him sit. He's just going to fall over. I also got what else? Also got this Power Ranger from the same store. Then I also found, in the 2 minutes I ran around, it's not a proper action figure, but it's still a cool little item, from Captain America Civil War. A sort of, what is it, Winter Soldier miniverse with Blast Action Cycle. So Winter Soldier with Blast Action Cycle, so just a little sort of thing that obviously moves along, but it's always nice to get something carded. What year is this even from? Who knows? No date on it, is there? 2015. So it's already 4 years old, soon to be 5 years old. So that was pretty cool. And what was the last item I got? I know I got one more item. I think, yes, it was this one. I picked up this Lord of the Rings figure. Pretty cool looking. He actually has something Spawn about him, doesn't he? He really does. He's absolutely awesome looking. So I picked him up. Now, is he going to stand? He's not. Is the Human Torch going to be able to support him? He is for now. Probably fall over. Right, so that was the first car boot. So obviously by this point I was like, great, let's see how this goes. I've already got a few items. Then I got to Harford, and straight away I started picking up some cool items there. So I got an original Power Rangers incomplete, very incomplete Megazord, but these always do well anyway. The Red Zord, I knew it was going to fall over, is missing the end of his tail, but still pretty cool. And he has the helmet intact and everything. Pretty cool looking. Nice little item, good for spares, but this is what sold me on it. It was only £2 anyway, but this one was in perfect condition. Always my favourite one as well, yellow being my favourite colour. Absolutely awesome looking. Actually, I think there might be something missing there. Is there something missing there? Can't remember. Pretty cool. And then also the Triceratops. So saber-tooth tiger, Triceratops and Tyrannosaurus. See if I can get them stacked. No, I'll put it lying down. It's easier. Sorry, I feel a bit clumsy today. I'm not sure what's going on. I then picked up a few of, those of you who know me as well, know for some reason I've got this thing about Chap May figures as well. They're pretty worthless, but the detail on some of them was so good. So the first one I saw was this guy. I mean, look at this guy. So cool. And the accessories they have on their figures. I mean, he's got a scarf that's not even part of the figure, it's separate. He's got these chains with a lock. He's got a wrench hanging down with some more chains. They're just so cool looking, and I love also the poses they're in. They're always in like these sort of action poses. He's not going to stay standing up now, is he? And then I also got, this is all from the same one, so I got a bag for £1. I got 2 pirates. Really nice looking, especially the one who's topless. He looks pretty cool. He's all ripped and he's got like this belt with a skull arm. Looks awesome. And then I also got a Chap May treasure chest to go with the pirates as well. So that's a cool little set. So a nice little bundle. And I know there are some collectors out there because they just look so cool. If you are a Chap May collector, reach out to me. I'd love to see like if you got an Instagram or Facebook page of some of your collection, because I just love how cool they look. They're such great little figures. And I don't think they get the love that they deserve, I'll be honest. No one ever seems to talk about them. I then found this little character. I can't remember his, is it from Tailspin? It's from Tailspin, I'm almost certain it is. I know it's Disney. Yeah, it's definitely called Tailspin. I used to love that cartoon as well. That was absolutely awesome. He's the main guy. I can't remember any of their names. I was so young when I used to watch it. But that was a cool, nice little figure from Bullyland. I then came to a stall. There was this lady. She had loads of different toys, and we actually bought a little Duplo set for my daughter, complete in its box. Had been opened. Little Mermaid set for £4. So absolute bargain, because really nice set, and I've seen them go for a lot more. But then she had some G3 My Little Ponies. Now G3 is one of the hardest. G3 and G2 seem to be the hardest to sell unless you've got a really rare figure ponies. But there was one I kept looking at. The first thing that stood out for me of her was that she had really long hair. So that always, gets me thinking, I wonder if that's a good one or anything like that. So then I thought, right, it was £1, I'll just pick her up. Now I've gone and checked her on eBay now. This is Royal Beauty, she's called, and she has got really long hair. It's a bit matty, but really good condition. Slightly dirty, but I know My Little Pony collectors will do really good jobs of restoring their ponies. I mean, the detail they put in, second to none in terms of keeping their ponies pristine, and the way they shampoo it. I've watched tutorials on this and everything on YouTube. It's just so fascinating to watch, the care they take when restoring their ponies. But she has gone for prices like £25, £30, which I was so surprised, especially for a G3. I mean, the best G3 I've ever sold has been like about a £5, so really chuffed to find her So hopefully I can get like 20 quid for her or something like that. It's up on my eBay store already, so follow the link and send me an offer. Really nice little find. I then also found this big 12-inch Power Ranger from the movie, Red Ranger. Pretty cool looking. I know someone who's looking for a 12-inch Power Ranger, so I'm not sure if this is what they're going to want. If not, we'll just move it on. Really nice looking though. I'm going to get him to stand. Oh, we'll get him to stand. I then found another little bag for £1, and I was pretty chuffed to find these. Let me grab everything. So first there was a little turtle inside, which I thought pretty cool. I don't actually have this one, so I will just keep him for my own collection, even though he's missing something there, some sort of pack. But he was cool to find. Bearing in mind this is for £1 this bag. I then saw a pretty dirty, but I can clean him up because it just looks like dirt. A red samurai ranger. These are the smaller ones. These are like the 4.75 inch, I think they're called, or something like that. I can't remember. Or was it 5 inch? Can't remember. But they're great little bits of articulation on these. I'm going to get him to stand. I'm not going to get any of them to stand today. Oh, there you go. But this guy stood out for me in the bag. This little guy, again from Super Mega Force. It is. Oh, there's a hair on there. I can't remember the name of him, but great looking figure. And I know he does kind of alright. I could probably sell him for about £5. Really nice looking figure. Love the detail on him. Such a cool looking thing, especially with the massive teeth. So he was a cool little find. Again, this is all in this bag for £1. Then, no, I'm going to stand up. This is ridiculous. I can't get anyone to stand up. There you go. And then there were these 4 little beauties in this same bag. They are the little keys for the morphers. And I've got 4 Red Ranger ones. And these do alright. I mean, anything to do with the morphers and the accessories from Power Rangers, you know, do really good. So I was well chuffed to find these all in this bag for £1. So should get a nice little return on this bag. And what I did notice, I felt like the prices were a lot cheaper going around the last month or so. I think it's because people are really starting to just get rid of stuff. I kept hearing it from people as well, saying that they're just trying to get rid of their sons or daughters or grandkids' toys because they know Christmas is coming and they're trying to just clear the house. So some of the prices were brilliant. Then saw another guy who had a few Lord of the Rings figures, but these stood out for me. 2 of which had some of their accessories, and one just because I hadn't seen him before, but looking now he's not actually worth too much, but he's still a cool looking figure. It's Frodo in the goblin disguise, I think it is, but he's missing his helmet and any of his weapons. He's still a cool looking guy there, and I know there's some Lord of the Rings fans out there. Forgive me for names because I don't actually know the names of these next 2, but I have seen the films, but I just can't remember. But there's this guy, that guy, and he does have his sword and his holder, and he's also got a little knife in there as well, which is pretty cool. I never noticed that in his back. So he's got a couple of his accessories. I'm not sure if they're all of them, but there's his sword, or what I think is his sword. It seems to fit okay. So he was a cool little find. I really cannot make any of these figures stand up today. There we go. And then I got, don't know his name, but he's such a cool character. He looks good. The little elf guy. And I got his big axe, and he's also got a hatchet there. So he's got 2 weapons as well. I'm hoping there is actual weapons. So that was a nice little find. So apart from the Frodo, I was really chuffed to find these 2 because they got some weapons with them. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. This was also on the pony, but I know doesn't come with Royal Beauty. So if anybody knows what pony this goes with, please let me know. I'd love to know. See if I've got knocking around, because I've got loads of G3s hanging around. also found another little bag for £1. Actually, no, I think this one was £2, but it had some cool figures in it. It had. So I found. First, there was this little bit of a weapon in there, which stood out to me. I thought at first it might be something from Vintage Turtles because of the colour of it, but I've asked a few people who I know and who are really good experts on it, and they don't recognise it at all, so I don't think it is. There was also this little thing, which just has a little bonus in there because it's perfect for my daughter when she gets a bit older. It's the Tum-Tums or Sum-Sums, however you pronounce them. It's TSUM, space TSUM. And they're all like Disney figures. So I've got another little Mickey Mouse one there. I think I've got a Winnie the Pooh one somewhere. So they're perfect for little stocking fillers and all that. So that's going straight to my daughter. And then in this bag, this stood out for me. This cool Wild Vine Ben 10 figure. Not really rare, but it is a first edition. So it's a bit older. But I'm not sure how it works. The button seems to just press. I know that goes in, but it's such a cool looking figure. I mean, look at that. And he's got like wobbly arms, so it really stood out to me. Then there was also this SPD Ranger, which does work. It's been working all day. It's been going off, and now it doesn't want to go off for the video. It's typical, isn't it? Literally a minute ago, he was just going off when I was moving them, but clearly not now. It does work, I promise. But then in this bag, the best figure that really stood out for me was this Spider-Man. I mean, I know a few Spider-Man collectors, and they tend to fly out some of the better figures, and this one's a 2005 Toy Biz figure, so I think this is from one of the films. Would that be from, is that the first movie or is that the second movie at that point? My years on Spider-Man is completely gone because they've done so many reboots and different versions and stuff like that. So anyway, so nearly the end, nearly coming to the best thing I got. So there was the final stall that I bought off. This was literally the last stall of the day that I looked at with toys on and stuff like that. And the first thing I saw was this cool Popeye bubble bath bottle. It's empty, but it is from 1987, and it says King Features Syndicate, made in Thailand. I know there are collectors of bottles out there, bath bottles, so I've started to pick some of these up now because they do tend to do okay. It has got a little crack there, but still, there are some cool Popeye collectors, and let's see if it even smells. Sometimes they smell, which is pretty cool. It does still smell a bit of bubble bath. Wow, that's cool. Yes, it's still got its screw cap and it's still got his head on there, so really cool little item there. Right, now for the best item of the day. Well, especially the fact that it's from my collection. So, some of you may know, if you don't, check out my other videos and you'll see that I love, my favourite, apart from the Vintage Turtles line, is the 2007 CGI line, which I don't know if you can see on the video, but I've got a tower here, which is going obviously below the table so you can't see the rest of it. One day I'll do a little tour, but there's a few figures that are really hard to find. Two of which is because they're only in the UK, they got made or released. There's one in America called Bigfoot, which I really want to get, which is awesome. He is in the film. Pretty cool looking monster, quite big as well. Then there's these other two. There's this one, which for some reason now the name has completely gone out of my head. Now, I picked this guy up over a year ago, just by chance, for like £1 or something like that, or 50p. But he's missing his head. So I'm gutted about that, and obviously none of his accessories. But he is one of the UK exclusive figures. I've seen this guy go for like 25 quid loose on eBay. So it's not really about the value to me, it's the fact that they're hard to get. So I got him, but I'm still missing his head, so if anyone knows where to get a head or has a complete one, I would love to have it off them. But the second one. Okay, so I've had to edit this last bit because just as I was about to show the coolest item that I got today at the car boot and all the other little bits at the end, so basically the best part of the video for me, it lost focus, my camera, and everything was coming out blurry. So my camera has been on the blink for a little bit for a while, and as you probably saw in the last video, it went a bit blurry at times as well. So I need to reshoot this bit because there's some really cool items, especially the one I picked up at the car boot. So let's go ahead and do this last bit. So where was I? So I had this green guy, which is one of the UK exclusive ones, but the one I picked up today, so I was at the final stall and I picked up this Popeye, and then this guy, for £1 I picked this guy up for. The second UK exclusive figure that there is, and one of the hardest to get in this toy line, in the CGI 2007 line. Got a rubbish name, it's called Multiflex, but when you see him, the detail on this figure and the way he looks just looks so awesome. I mean, check this guy out. I mean, does he not look beautiful? I've wanted this guy for a good few years now, ever since I first saw him, and just check out the way the tentacles are, the look on his face. I mean, absolutely quality. Even if you're not a Turtles fan, even if you don't like the CGI movie or the CGI figures, how can you not like this action figure? He is so cool. The only minor thing, there's a tentacle missing at the back there. Bit gutting about, but apart from that, I mean, I am so chuffed to find this guy. I never would have thought I'd find this guy. I know he's rare around the world because it's a UK exclusive, but I didn't even think I'd find him, I'll be honest, here. Not in this condition as well, because of all the different tentacles he could have. I mean, he's got points of articulation there. It's just cool. I'm so chuffed to find this guy. That made it well worth getting up this morning just for him, for £1. Absolutely awesome. Let's put him right in the front here. Right, so that was everything I picked up. As you can imagine, I was absolutely chuffed coming home of what I picked up. Some great items here, considering it was we're coming right up to December and Christmas period. Now, the next few things. So I got home after work on Friday, and there was a present sitting at home waiting for me, a birthday present. I was feeling it, and I was like, this feels a bit weird. It was a really odd shape. It was like sort of just, I didn't know what it was. Opened it up, and I got these guys. Absolutely awesome, from good friends of ours, or good friends of mine. This Leo from the 2012 line with both katanas. 10 inches tall, this guy is. I've never even seen these guys before. I got Mikey. I mean, so cool looking, with one nunchuck. The fact that they got weapons as well is just so cool. I got Donnie with an epic looking bow. I mean, look at that. It's massive. Got some weight to it as well when you take the bow off him. And yes, they do have articulation, by the way. Well, there you go. Mikey's just smashing the place up as per usual. I'll go full over Leo as well. I'm knocking them all over now. This is not going well. It went so much better in the first take, I'm telling you. There you go. And I've also got Raph with one sai. So awesome for them all to have weapons. Move him along. God, everyone's literally falling over now. Move them along a bit. Absolutely awesome gifts, and I can't wait to. I'm going to have to put them up here because they look so cool. Really like the size of them and everything. So that party van is probably going to have to go, which is a bit of a shame. But need to keep that box nice anyway, so I'm going to get them up there. So next video you'll see them up there. Then I also got from the person who does the titles, Mr. Chop Suey guy, or Mr. Chop Suey man as we call him. I got that present. I mean, look at it. It's my two favourite things combined. It's horror and it's turtles. We got Leo here, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger as Raph, Raph as Freddy Krueger, sorry. I've got Donnie as Jason. And got Mikey as Leatherface. I mean, look how cool that t-shirt is. Absolutely epic t-shirt. So thank you very much for that. And then the last item from my cousin, my young cousin. Absolutely awesome, one of a kind item, and I can't wait to get this up on my wall. I need to get an A4 frame for it so I can put it right there probably on the feature wall of this room, which you'll get to see one day when I decide to do a little video tour or something like that. But check out this cool one of a kind drawing. I mean, it's got all 4 turtles in it. You've got skateboards, you've got their weapons, you've got slices of pizza, which is cool, and I love the fact that all the turtles have been individually coloured in. So thank you Lewis. Absolutely love it, and that will be on my wall next time you come to visit. You'll get to see your work, pride of place on this wall. Thank you very much. Absolutely love that item. As you can, where am I going to make him stand? There. Will it stay? Yep. So as you can imagine, I was absolutely chuffed. I know you can't see barely any of the figures here now because they've all fallen over, but I mean, great items found at the car boot. Multiflex, amazing. He's taking pride of place on this shelf. Got Turtles figures, Turtles t-shirt, one of a kind piece of artwork. So chuffed, absolutely chuffed. It's been an awesome weekend. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. Please tell everyone about it. The flash has just gone, so that's great. These videos are really doing well, so I'll wrap this up fast. And thank you for watching. Please check out my eBay store. Loads of these items will be going up there, except for the Turtles items, which are mine. Check out my Instagram, check out my Facebook. And thank you for watching. Please share, and I'll see you next time.
Come here, Fuzzy Wuzzy! You! I think we're getting off on the wrong foot here.